each mob in the mob vote, and each winner for each edition. First part, Mob Vote 2017, the first mob vote. The 4 mobs proposed for this mob vote were Mob A, the monster of the ocean depths, Mob B, the monster of the night skies, Mob C, the great hunger, Mob D, the hovering inferno. The Mob A, a squid-like creature that grabs players with his tentacles and lives in the depths of the oceans. The Mob B, a flying monster that attacks players who have not slept for several consecutive nights. The Mob C, a underground creature that can burrow and attack players out of the blue. The Mob D, blaze-like creature based on the nether and capable of shooting fireballs. The final winner was Mob B, the night sky monster, which would later be called Phantom. The Phantom won with 52% of the final round votes. Part 2, Mob Vote 2018, New Mobs and More. This year, the new additions concern not only mobs, but also changes to biomes, with the addition of new trees and objects. The 3 choices were Taiga with the addition of foxes, passive mobs that move at night and are very agile. They can pick up and hold objects in their mouths. Sweet berries, plants found in bushes growing in the taiga, from which berries can be picked and eaten or planted. Bonfire, block that emits light and smoke, also used for cooking food. Savanna, baobab trees, large iconic trees with wide trunks, adding a distinct look to the savanna. Ostriches, passive mobs that may have been rideable, although their specific mechanics were not fully detailed. Termites, insects that would interact with wood, possibly eating or altering wooden blocks. Desert, palm trees, new trees that would provide an alternative wood source in the desert. Meerkats, passive mobs living in colonies underground, potentially alerting players to nearby dangers. New water sources, oases, which would add visual variety and resources like water in the desert. The winner was the taiga. Curiosities. Many players were surprised when the taiga won, as there was strong community interest in the savanna, with its proposed ostriches and baobab trees. Taiga already had distinctive features, but its win indicated players wanted more depth in this cold forested biome. Although the taiga received its update, Mojang has mentioned that the savanna and desert updates are still on their radar. The mobs and features proposed for those biomes could still be added in future updates, showing that the community's input will continue to shape Minecraft's future. After the 2018 vote, foxes became a fan-favorite addition to Minecraft, even appearing in Minecraft dungeons. Their popularity showed that even smaller passive mobs could become iconic in the game. Taiga won with 65.3% of the votes in the final round. Part 3.
Mob Vote 2019, the start of the end.
This year, the competing mobs were Goat, a new animal that could jump and potentially push players. It would add more life and interaction to mountainous areas. Mojang planned to make mountains taller, include powder snow, and add more diverse terrain. Frog. The frog could jump and transform into slime blocks. This mob was designed to enhance gameplay mechanics and contribute to the ecosystem. Mojang would introduce new elements such as mangrove trees and livelier, more diverse swamps. Vulture, a scavenger that would feed on carcasses and could attack players. The vulture aimed to add realism and a new challenge to the game environment. Mojang proposed adding ruins and carcasses scattered across the desert, which vultures would visit. The final winners were the goat and the mountain biome. Goats and mountains won with 53% of the vote in the final round. Curiosities. The Mob Vote 2019 attracted a huge turnout with thousands of votes cast. Many players passionately discussed the mob choices, with some wanting more interactions for the goat and frog, and others excited about the potential of the vulture. This sparked lively debate about which mob was more interesting. Part 4.
Mob Vote 2020, the most controversial mob vote.
This year, the competing mobs were Moo Bloom, a flower-covered cow tied to flower-filled meadows. It was a passive mob that would have interacted with bees. Iceologer, a hostile mob that would spawn in snowy mountains and throw ice blocks at players. Glow Squid, a glowing variant of the squid, known for its visual effects and underwater glow. It drops glow ink sacks when killed. These sacks can be used to make glowing item frames and glowing text on signs. The final winner was the Glow Squid, with the 52.7% of the vote in the final round. Curiosities. Though the Iceologer didn't make it into the main Minecraft game, it appears in Minecraft Dungeons, where it throws icy clouds at players. This gave fans a chance to encounter it in a different context. The mob vote divided the community. Some players wanted more hostile mobs, like the Iceologer, while others preferred peaceful or aesthetically pleasing mobs, like the Moobloom and Glow Squid. Some fans were disappointed that the Iceologer, a potentially more dynamic hostile mob, was defeated by the Glow Squid. The scandal of this mob vote, according to many players, was the fact that the votes were manipulated by content creators, one of whom was the YouTuber Dream. There were also misunderstandings regarding the Glow Squid, as many thought the mob could produce light continuously. Instead, as also explained by Minecraft, the mob would emit light intermittently with weak power. Part 5.
Mob Vote 2021, towards the end.
The three mobs in this edition were Glare. The Glare was a passive mob that would help players by detecting areas that were dark enough for hostile mobs to spawn. It would become grumpy in these areas, alerting the player to potential dangers. Allay. The Allay is a friendly passive mob that can collect items for the player. If you give it an item, it will look for more of the same type and return them to the player. It can also interact with note blocks, dropping collected items nearby. Copper Golem. The Copper Golem was a small golem that players could build using copper blocks. It would randomly press copper buttons and would oxidize over time, just like copper blocks in the game. The mob vote winner was Alley with 54% of the votes in the final round. Curiosities. The mob vote 2021 saw record participation. Minecraft content creators and streamers had a significant influence on the vote. Many launched campaigns for their favorite mobs, and their fan bases followed suit. This played a big role in pushing the Allay to the top, as several prominent creators championed its abilities. After the Allay's victory, there were many discussions among fans about how the mob would be utilized in the game, and whether Mojang might incorporate some fan suggestions to further expand its functionality. Part 6.
Mob Vote 2022, the mob vote with the highest participation.
The three mobs in this edition were Sniffer, a prehistoric creature that can be revived by finding its eggs underwater. The Sniffer is a large, peaceful mob that has the ability to sniff out rare seeds, which can be planted to grow new types of plants. Tough Golem, a small golem made of tuff that can pick up items. When placed, it remains still until activated, after which it moves briefly, potentially picking up items and then stops again. Rascal, a mob that hides deep underground in caves and enjoys playing hide and seek. If you manage to find it 3 times, it rewards you with a useful item such as an enchanted pickaxe. The winner was the Sniffer with 55.1% of the vote. Curiosities. The Tough Golem was intended to be more of a decorative mob. It could move briefly and carry items, but its interaction with the player was limited. It was envisioned as a living statue, appealing to builders who enjoy creating decorative elements, but less practical compared to the other candidates. The Sniffer, the winning mob, not only introduced a new creature, but also brought something exciting, the ability to discover ancient plant seeds. This added a new layer to the game's ecosystem with vegetation that wasn't previously available, making the Sniffer one of the few mobs that directly interacts with the environment in a meaningful way. For the first time, the voting didn't happen on Twitter, as in previous years, but directly through the Minecraft launcher, the official Minecraft website, and the Bedrock edition of the game. This ensured a fairer voting process, as not all Minecraft players use social media. Last part. Mob Vote 2023, the last mob vote. The three mobs in this edition were Crab, a blue crab found in mangrove swamp biomes. Its unique feature is one oversized claw, which allows players to place blocks further away, offering new building mechanics. Armadillo. This mob inhabits savanna biomes and drops scutes, which can be used to craft armor for tamed wolves, giving them extra protection. Penguin, a land and water mob that lives on stony shore biomes. Penguins help players travel faster by boosting the speed of boats. The winner was the Armadillo with 42.3% of the vote. Curiosities. Viral petitions and campaigns. The movement gained popularity through memes, TikTok videos, and a Change.org petition that garnered over 300,000 signatures, asking Mojang to include all mobs rather than making fans choose. Community division. The vote system is viewed as pitting players against each other, forcing them to choose and rally for one mob, leading to division within the community instead of inclusivity. Desire for more content. Players argue that all 3 mobs should be added, especially since the game is seen as receiving fewer content updates in recent years. Thank you all for following the series, I hope you enjoyed them. I think I will bring one last little video on mini mob vote and the little known ones. Special part, China Mob Vote. China Mob Vote was a special event related. This vote took place in China in 2018. In collaboration with NetEase, Mojang launched a poll specifically for Chinese players, allowing them to vote between Chinese alligator. If implemented, the Chinese alligator would spawn in swamp biomes. It might also inhabit river biomes, emerging from the water surface to attack prey. The Chinese alligator would be a hostile mob, attacking players and other mobs that get too close. Yangtze River Dolphin would have been found in river or swamp biomes, similar to the ocean dolphins already in the game. Panda. Pandas exclusively spawn in bamboo jungle biomes. Pandas are passive mobs and do not attack players unless provoked. They have many personalities. Lazy panda, playful panda, aggressive panda, weak panda, golden monkey. This monkey would likely have appeared in forests or jungles. Similar to the panda's habitat, it might have exhibited curious behaviors such as stealing items or making sounds to attract attention. White-lipped deer. The white-lipped deer would likely have been introduced in mountainous or forest biomes. It would have been a passive mob, moving in herds and feeding on grass or leaves, potentially tameable or useful for obtaining materials related to wildlife. Special part. Part 2. On the 26th of July, Jeb posted a poll on Twitter in which Minecraft players had to choose between the alpaca and the llama. Just over 20,000 people took part in the vote, and the winner was the llama with 58.5% of the votes. The alpaca would have similar characteristics to the llama, except for a different model. From the 10th of October 2018 until the 19th of November 2018, there was a contest launched by Minecraft where people could send photos and videos of their cat until 12 November. Then 3 cats would be chosen by the community team through a technique called Eyes. Between 16th and the 19th of November, the community voted between Jelly, Zach, and Coco. The winner was Jelly with 48.5% out of over 56,000 votes. Jelly was the affectionate companion of Good Times with Scar Minecraft YouTuber who accompanied him in the game in many of his episodes. Jelly's birthday was on the 18th of August. Jelly sadly passed away on the 4th of January 2024, aged 17.5 years.